Hi everyone, I'm happy to have all of you here. Hope this year will be great for you and you benefit from these tutorials. So today we'll be discussing just a little about web development, the tools that you need and the resources. So how these tutorials will be, I'll be doing an illustration videos which will be very short videos so that you can still be able to watch them, and also I'll be doing a blog so that in case you don't have data, you can still read about the topic for that given day or given week. Okay, and so when it comes to web development, we have web development and web design. So the two, they are totally different. However, many times people, they will say web design when in reality they mean web development. So even though the terms, they mean different things, but over time the term web design has become the common term that is mostly used in the industry. So when it comes to web development, it has to do with the actual website, the functionality. That is, it includes things such as the HTML, that is the hypertext markup language, and that deals with the structure of your website. It gives meaning to your content. And then you have cascading style sheet or CSS, and that deals with the styling of your website. And then you have JavaScript, and that deals with the interactivity. So HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, they are all more about just the front end. That is what you see on your browser. However, the other things that you can't see, that is the back end. And those, they include other languages such as PHP, you can have Python. So those are programming languages. So HTML, it isn't a programming language. Even though we use the term code when you can say I'm coding when you are making your website. However, it is not a programming language. It is a markup language. Okay. And so before you start designing a website, you first need a computer. So it is always recommended that you have a desktop computer or you have a laptop, so that when you are designing, it's easier to have it in different formats or for different screens. That one is much easier when you are using a laptop or a desktop, unlike when you are doing it on your phone. Okay. So another tool that you need are the editors. So today, if you want to write maybe a letter on your computer, you go and you open a Word document. If you want to tabulate data, you open an Excel sheet. So there's no way that if you want to maybe tabulate data, you're going to open a publisher. That doesn't work. So for programming languages, there are so many text editors online. So for the web development, we have both editors that you can use online and editors that you can download and have it on your machine or on your laptop. So I'll be discussing about several editors. So the first here, we have what is called Visual Studio Code. So you can download it and install it on your desktop. So all you just have to come here and clean download, and then click on the .exe that will be downloaded on your machine. So another one, so this is the first one. Another one is called Notepad. Notepad++. So if you're using a Windows, if you go on the search here of your Windows and you type Notepad, you have this one here. So for the Notepad++, it's just more of an upgrade of this one here. Okay. So another one is Sublime Text. So there are so many of them, but today I'll just like to focus on these three. You could decide to use a different called Atom text editor, but there are so many. So today I'll just focus on these three. So I would like to encourage you to use Sublime Text, even though personally I'll be using the Visual Studio Code. Okay, so in case you have time, you can go through each one of them. There are a lot of information about them on the internet. Okay, and then we also have various online editors. So we have what is called CodePen. We have what is called Glitch. So there are so many of them. So with the online ones, you always need to have the internet in order to do, and you have to create an account so that your various projects, you can save them and you can always revisit. So in case you'd like to do it online, with online is much easier, because if I check here, once it opens, you can see this is Glitch. I can create a new project if I want, and I can create various files. So these are the various editors that you can possibly use. I've done a blog on 3 of them. You can go through. Then we have various resources that you can use. So the first resource that I'll recommend is Mozilla MDN, this one. So MDN is mostly Mozilla Developers Network or Mozilla Developer Network. So if you check it, you will see you have here web development, you have developer tools and all that. So I'll be discussing more about how you can use various browsers to help you with doing your work. So here you have learning about web development, and then you can see there are various texts on these sides. So all you have is just to click on each one of them. Okay, then I have W3 Schools. So this is just World Wide Web schools.com. So you can also learn here. You have learn HTML, learn CSS, and all this, which you'll be learning over time. Okay, so when I think everyone now knows how to create files. So once you have downloaded a given editor and you have run it, you can open, and if you want to create a file, you can always do so. Okay, so here if I write, let's say so if I save, I think everyone knows how to save. Okay, so you can see here it is indicating .txt. Okay, so when you're saving for various programming languages, you always need to have an extension. So if you're using HTML, it could be any name, but it must have the extension of .html like that. So you can always create your projects in one folder, so that it is much easier for you to link each one of them so that they make sense and they are able to connect. Okay, so for today, that's all for today. I'll invite you to go through this blog, which I'll provide. So it has more details, and then I'll see you on Thursday when we'll now start working on the first various elements and the various details about the fundamentals of web design. So let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully by then you would have downloaded and installed the required tools for you to get started. Have a wonderful year ahead.